seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Lovely people, hope you're well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm laughing because I'm really getting past the tune in the background.
Bro, I can't lie, the tune slaps.
It's different, isn't it? Tune's different, isn't it? It's different.
I love it. Every time we go
Really
live and the tune, I'm there like, yeah, I love it. I love it.
No, but welcome, lovely people, back to the Prem Panel Show. As always, we're joined by the one and only man like Matt, Carefree Lewis, Aaron, and KG. How are you guys doing today?
Good, man. Good.
I'm good, bro.
I'm good. We're all good.
A couple of people are saying my mic is quiet. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah,
Can hear you now,
yeah, clear. Maybe turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying not to be too loud because the little one's in the room next to me, and I'll wake him up, then I'll be getting put to sleep by my missus. So
night nurse.
Oh, what's that, AJ? Oh, what's that? Oh, do you say fresh trimming? Yeah, a little something, little something. I don't know. Certain people are starting to say I was losing it in it, but I don't know. I think I'm back. Enough about me. How are you guys doing?
all good, man. All good.
All good, man. All blessed.
Yeah,
all blessed.
Yeah, all happy. Still top of the league, so we're all good.
I think everyone's in a decent mood today. Like, obviously, Lewis, you're top of the league. KG, you know, you got your win. Don't need to panic. Don't need to panic. I'm not gonna lie. I was ready to slide in your DMs and your barely. And Aaron, yeah, you won. You won. You got the 3 points.
Yeah.
And it looks like you'll get through in the Champions League group as well. So Ollie at the wheel, and
you can see the happiness in his face.
Yeah. In fact, you know what, Aaron, I'm going to start with you because obviously behind the scenes you said you wanted to get some stuff off your chest in regards to Ollie. I haven't got my popcorn with you, but I'm definitely looking forward to this. So the floor is yours, my bro.
Where do I start?
Get all off your chest. Don't hold anything back, bro.
No, you know what? Obviously, we won on Saturday against Spurs, but you know, a lot of people yet again missed the bigger picture. I think everyone can agree here when I say that this was not poor is an understatement to describe how Spurs were playing on Saturday. They were worse than poor. It was just hard. Like the players they didn't even look like they wanted to be there. You got people like Harry Kane giving away passes. You know,
just to stop. Sorry to interrupt. Vitesse got a second red card, by the way. Their goalie's just got sent off. It's all kicking off.
Second red, bro.
He came off his line like 25 yards and handled the ball like it was bound to happen. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Aaron.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good, bro. So Spurs were all over the place, man. But yeah, listen, it's a lot of people they missed out on the bigger picture, innit? They missed out on the bigger picture, which is that we are still stuck with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. A lot of people actually think he turned the corner. A lot of people think he can turn it around, which I think he can't. And the game against Atalanta just proved it yet again. You can draw against Atalanta because I hear a lot of people say, yeah, Ronaldo keeps saying that. With Juve, they went there, and every time he played there with Juve, they struggled. Well, this ain't Juve. We ain't Juve. Do you know what I mean? Juve last season, with all due respect, didn't have the quality that we have on the pitch and on the bench. So for us to go there and to throw all these players on the pitch with the quality that we already had on the pitch, and to only get away with a 2-2 draw, which was great. Like we were. Like looking for the goal is not even the way to describe it. We were literally begging for that goal to be scored, and for us to go away and to come home with a 2-2 draw after you threw on all these players, bro, it's embarrassing. And for me, it's just not good enough. And the behavior after the game as well. It's a 2-2 draw, but people are chatting like it's a win. Of course, Ronaldo, yes, clutch again, but we're being saved week in, week out in the Champions League by someone who wasn't meant to be here in the first place. Ronaldo wasn't in our plans. People keep forgetting that. Ronaldo was only here because we didn't want him to go to Man City. He's only here because we didn't want him to go to Man City. Now, when he came, and I said this, I think 2 weeks ago on here, I knew that the two players that would suffer from him coming back to Man United would be Martial and Mason Greenwood. And this is exactly what's happening. Martial still can't get a game. He's fit, but he's being left at home. Ollie's lying in the press conference that he's fit, but then reports are coming out that he's got that he's injured. Thank God, Melanie Martial, his wife's riding out for him on social media. She's been exposing things, and people are asking her questions on Instagram, and she said, "No, Martial's never been injured. It's all lies.
Jeez.
He's never been injured."
Some Ja Rule and Charlie Baltimore. Say yeah. You have me like, and he say yeah.
This is what it is. This is what it is. So yeah, Melanie's having to ride out for Martial on her social media platforms, going mad. Yeah, man. So yeah, so much quality, but we just can't seem to be playing good football and just play attractive football. And we're having to scrape draws, we're having to scrape wins, and it's not sustainable. And it's surprising that I see people like Paul Scholes now coming out and saying these same things that we've been saying for 2.5 years. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen. I don't know if you guys have seen when Ronaldo scored the equalizer.
Yeah.
Paul Scholes, literally, I am Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes is me. That was literally the reaction.
He looked like he tasted a big bad toe in it. Bad big toe. He tasted. Oh no, that's not. It's not a nail.
He looked like he was planning his next meal, bro. That toe, bro. He was like, you know what? I might have to do that one still.
There was an explanation for how I celebrated the goals, whether it was against Atalanta or Spurs. I would literally just put out the Paul Scholes video because that was me. That was me throughout the whole game against Atalanta and Spurs. So yeah, man, Ollie has, in my opinion, already tarnished his legacy about 10 times. Just for the things he says in the press conferences as well. With all due respect to the current players now in our squad, with all the history that we have, the trophies that we won, you've got players like McTominay coming out and saying that we're underdogs in every game. Since when? Since when? When
is that what he said? Underdogs in every game.
Yeah, he said that's what we're underdogs in every game. People write us off all the time, but you've seen what we're able to do. That was after the Atalanta game that we won 3-2 at Old Trafford.
Oh, okay, I didn't even know that. Unless it's me being real, bro. That you play for Man United.
That's a
anyway, sorry, I'll let you land, bro. I'll let you land.
No. You see what you said there, Matt? Thank you very much. And a lot of players seem to forget who they're playing for, and I think Scott McTominay is one of them. And when he's coming out and saying stuff like this, we're underdogs in every game. People write us off all the time when we go down, but we have the ability to come back and win games. And this has become a culture now. Oh yeah, we go down, but we're gonna win. It's cool now. Like it's a habit, and I don't want to create that habit of going down is normal. Going down 1-0, 2-0 is normal. I don't want that. So there's so many things that Ollie has tarnished, which has tarnished his legacy about 10 to 15 times. Given Harry Maguire the captain's armband was one of them. Harry Maguire has been awful for about.
That's what I wanted to kind of.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this shit because I don't even want to. Yeah, I don't even want to bring more bad news, but I'll be honest with you. Do you remember when there was a clip I saw? I don't know if you've seen it, Aaron. It was on Sky Sports News when you lot signed Maguire for 80 mil. And Paul Merson was the only one that was like, bruv, he's not good enough for 80 mil. And everyone else was like, no, he's good. Like, and he was like, you know when Paul Merson really goes into it. He was just like, Jeff, I'm telling you, 80 mil. All he does is head the ball like left, right, and center. They play 2 banks of 4. Like, Jeff, he just ain't good enough. And when I say to you, everyone else is looking at him like, nah, bro, you're moving mad. This is Harry Maguire, Leicester. Like, he's got the potential to be amazing. Bro, I don't think Maguire's a terrible defender, but I will say this, though. For where Man United want to be, he's not good enough for you. He's not good enough for you. And that's not me being disrespectful. I just think, when I think of Man United, and I think of centre-backs that you've had in the past, bro, he's nowhere near the level where he should be. And what's so mad is I remember when obviously people were having a little go at Varane. When Varane came, is that he hasn't really settled too well. But I'll be honest with you, Varane still looks better than Maguire, no matter what system you play. Because but Maguire, there's so many times he dwells on the ball. He gets caught in the ball, and then he's just very slow to react, and it almost even looks like his head's not even in the right place. Maybe he does need to be taken out of the team or whatever, and I think that's got nothing to do with Solskjaer. I think that's actually to do with personnel. He, for me, is not what Man United need. I don't know whether you probably do agree with that, but I know a lot of Man United fans are kind of defending it because you probably spent that amount of money. They were trying to justify like, no, but he's played very well. I don't know what you think about that.
Sorry, Aaron, before I come back to you, I mean, just read that super chat. So, what do you think of Suarez getting booed? Was it disrespectful? My personal opinion, no. I'm probably very biased about Suarez, so no. I think we should have booed him harder, but again, just my personal beliefs.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Boo Ryder says the highs and lows of a United fan this season is like linking a girl and find out she's a P-star after the wedding. Yikes. Yikes.
The level of banter we're getting.
Lewis, I want to come to you on this subject because you guys are one of the only clubs who have a model where managers don't stay for long, but you still pick up trophies along the way. Man United seem like they're trying to sort of stick behind Oli. Do you see what the board are trying to do, or do you just think they need to be way more cutthroat? Not necessarily saying they have to be as cutthroat as Roman, even though he gets results, but do you think there has to be more loyalty, or do you think like his time's up and they just need to move on from him?
No, I'll be real. I've been saying for like the last year or so, Manchester United ain't going to be nothing while Ollie's in charge. So, like, if you come to the Glaziers and everything, of course, they need to be more ruthless. They need to be way more cutthroat. And the reason why they're not doing anything is because they've given Ollie so much time. Like, I look at Ollie and I'm thinking, imagine we gave Frank Lampard so much time at Chelsea. Imagine where the hell we would have been if we were doing anything like that. So, I think that's just the difference between the two coaches, between the two owners and everything. But they're not going to be that ruthless. Like, I've been saying Manchester United are getting Arsenalized because the way I see it, it's the same thing the Glaziers want. The same things the Glaziers want is the same thing that the Cronkies want. Get top four, get that Champions League money, and then you're good for the next year. It's all about financials. Financially, they don't need Manchester United to be title contenders. They need them to be top four contenders. As long as Ollie keeps them within track for the top four, he's achieving his targets. The Glaziers are getting their money. That's why he gets to stay there. Also, because he's a massive yes man and he backs the Glaziers as well. So he's the perfect guy for the job. So as long as he keeps Manchester United around top four or competing for that, they'll give him time because he respects the Glaziers as well, and he doesn't chat shit about them, and they need someone like that.
Can I just add to that as well?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
And I think Lewis is right. You know, because a lot of energy has to be, some of the energy has to be directed towards the Glazers. I agree. But the reason why I focus my focus is on the manager is because even though this regime, i.e. the Glazers and Ed Woodward and stuff, is not really appreciated or is really hated by the fans, it has been possible to win stuff under this regime. It's there. It's black and white. Jose done it, even though we didn't like the football. Van Gaal done it, even though we didn't like the football. David Moyes done it, even though it's only the Community Shield, but it's something. It's silverware. It is possible to win something under this regime. So for people to come out and say that the Glazers have to go, then we'll start winning stuff, you're living in dreamland, because with this squad that we have now, it is perfectly possible to win things. If you're still going to hate the Glazers, that's fine. But my point is, we can win stuff under the Glazers if the right man is appointed. Now, onto what Lewis was saying on Ollie not getting sacked, is because they have been hypnotized into thinking that Ollie can actually win us stuff. I don't think they had anything else in mind. They thought, yeah, Ollie's going to win us stuff now because he listens to us. He does what we say. He backs us. He covers up for our BS. So we're just going to leave him there. But what they didn't think through is the fact that he's just not good enough. Like, if you look at his CV, it's not up there with the likes of Klopp, with the likes of Tuchel, with the likes of Guardiola, with the likes of Conte now. Another manager who's better than him that we need to get past now.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And it's just getting too much. And I think the reason why I'm actually partially happy that Spurs got Conte is because Ollie will get found out again. The next game against Spurs, when they come to Old Trafford, they'll probably win because tactically, even though the personnel's not good, tactically they're just better than us. They're just better than us. So that's my take on, you know, the whole Glazer stuff. And yes, we hate them, and yes, we want them out, but it is possible to win things under this regime because other managers have done it with significantly worse squads than this squad right now.
Agreed. Cage, I'm going to come to you. Obviously, you're an outsider looking in, and the reason I didn't want to ask you this, Aaron, because your answer is going to be we should be finishing first, which I fully agree with. If I'm a supporter of Man United, that's where I'd want to be. As a Liverpool fan, I always want to be first. But sometimes looking from the outside in, we can sort of analyze things differently without so much emotion. So, Cage, I want to ask you, considering how the season started off and where we are now, what do you think would be a successful rest of the season if Ollie were to stay at United for Manchester United?
Well, cementing a top 4 place would be a start now because, I mean, I'll be honest, before the season started, with the way that the squads were going, especially after they added Ronaldo, I thought that the top 4 was pretty much set, but they're kind of making it a little bit more open, even more open than I expected. I knew that they were going to slip up in games, which is why I never said that they would contend for the league. Yeah. But I didn't think that they would be so slack that they'd be dropping out the top 4 so early. So that would be a start and a cup. I think that's the best that they can hope for. I don't think they're good enough to win the Champions League. So it's going to have to be a FA Cup. FA Cup and 4th, and I think Ollie will have done the best that he possibly can, but another manager could probably do better.
Fair dues. Jamrock says United have finished 4th for the average of the last 10 seasons, which is not, again, when you look at over 10 seasons, it's not great, but it's not poor either. So
just what the Glazers want.
Precisely. And again, I don't think it's just the Glazers. I think the Cronkays, our owners, I think top 4 is the requirement. Anything above that is just a bonus, in my opinion. I think in the league, Roman, the City owners, obviously we've got to wait to see what the Newcastle owners are saying. But I think those are the 2 main owners who really want to win stuff. I think I'd throw Leicester's owners into that as well. But those are the ones that finish the season. If they haven't won anything, they're sitting there thinking, oh, that can't happen again. Whereas I think the other owners, I think they sit there and think, top 4, okay, cool. Yeah, just what we needed. Champions League football again. Let's rinse and repeat. So time will tell. I mean, all rival fans are Ollie in. Obviously, a lot of Man United fans are Ollie out. But I think it's going to be interesting to see where it goes, especially with Conte going to Spurs now. Before I go into the next topic, though, do smash the like button, please, people, and make sure you follow every one of the panelists. That is Aaron, KG, Carefree Lewis, and George, who isn't with us because he's at the game, probably biting his fingernails right down to the bottom at the moment. So speaking of Tottenham, obviously we haven't got George to represent. However, Antonio Conte is now the Tottenham manager. So Tottenham lost the battle, but they won the war when it came to getting a new manager. Nuno is gone. Nuno made £14 million in 120 days. Mad. I love you lot to bits, but I might be in the wrong occupation. I'm not going to lie to you. I might try a thing and see when Ollie gets sacked. I might just put my name forward and just delete my social profiles and erase any Liverpool stuff, because 14 million for 120 days worth of work is not bad at all. Lewis, you may be the expert on this. Antonio Conte was at your club and he won you guys a Premier League trophy, but it also ended very, very bad. Do you think he has what it takes to take Tottenham to a new level?
I was hoping we wouldn't talk about this. I can't be I hate Tottenham so much because they always just take our ex-managers and they just make them look dirty in their training kits and everything. And look, you see Conte wearing their gear today. I felt disgusted, absolutely disgusted. But I can't. I said the same thing with Jose Mourinho, and to be honest, maybe with Jose, he's a little bit more. Maybe it just didn't really work out for him and everything, and he also got sacked the week before a cup final. Like, you can't really accustomate for that. But in terms of what's his name, Antonio Conte, I can't lie, he's going to set them up better. And they had a really good transfer window in itself. It was just under the wrong manager. They got in Romero, they got in Brian Gill. They improved like the depth of their squad a little bit. And there's still going to be a lot of holes in their team anyway. But Antonio Conte likes this sort of side, and he likes making mid-table clubs into title winners. And I'm not saying Spurs are going to be title winners because that's a massive reach. But I think Conte leaves them in a better place when he joins. I do think as well, like, here's the thing, because I said Jose Mourinho would either take Tottenham to a trophy or Spursy would be able to topple him. And then Spursy went and did that. And maybe it's because Jose hasn't really been in the same level in the last 5 years as he was in his prime. But Antonio Conte has literally never dipped. Like, you can make a question for whether Jose started to dip at Manchester United. There hasn't been a dip with Conte. Granted, he finished 5th place with us, but I don't really blame Antonio Conte for that. The team we had was so shit, and it was such a downgrade from the team that won the Premier League. Like, you lost Matic and Costa, and you brought in bums like Bakayoko, Morata, and Zappa Costa on 100k a week plus. No wonder you dropped down 4 positions. But Conte's still a serial winner wherever he goes. And the standards dropped at Tottenham as well. Like, all he has to do is win them a trophy. Give him a Carabao Cup and they'll all dance and have a trophy parade and about it and everything like that. So the standards are hella low for him. So we're going to talk about Conte succeeding. Literally just has to do what Jose did. Take him to a cup final and just try not to get sacked before then. But the standards are hella low at Tottenham, so he could easily succeed there.
There you have it, a nice unbiased opinion from Lewis there. Brilliant take. Nothing like calling it right down the middle, Lewis.
We always stay neutral here. That's what
Aaron, I'm going to come to you next. So obviously, you guys were linked with Conte very heavily, especially after Liverpool and Man United played each other. Am I right in saying you weren't one of the people that really wanted Conte? Even though you wanted Ole out, you didn't really want Conte as a successor. Now he has gone to Spurs, though. Are you annoyed about the situation that you didn't potentially get because he is such a good manager and obviously still early in the season for Tottenham to potentially salvage top 4?
I actually did want him.
Apologies.
I actually did want Conte. But my whole point was, with the squad that we have now, he wasn't my first choice, because if you would have asked me who do I want, I would have said Zidane, because, you know, he's available and he's done it, been there, done it. He's got credit in the bank. But with the squad that we have now, I think a lot of players are in, you know, their prime now, and some of them are getting older. The squad that we have now is ready to win now. I don't think it makes sense to bring in a manager who's going to start talking about long-term again, because we've done the whole long-term thing with Oli and it's clearly not worked. Some of the players, like I said, are not getting younger. Cristiano Ronaldo came in and talked about winning now. Ronaldo he doesn't have time for no progress. He doesn't have time for a long-term plan. He's turning 37 in February. Within 2 years, if we don't win nothing, he's gone. He's never going to trigger that 3rd-year extension. He's not going to do it if we don't win nothing. So he has to win now. And just because of that, we needed to bring in someone that was going to be able to win trophies now, or at least challenge for us for something, so that next season we can back that manager and get him what he needs to be winning trophies. So to see him go to Spurs, it's disappointing, because we could have been in that position where we bring in a Conte and he's got all the tools he needs to be winning stuff. You know, we got Oli now. I don't know if it's... Well, to be fair, I believe it to a certain extent. I believe he read all the Conte links and the Conte rumors, and he thought, 3-5-2, say no more. Man's going to play a 3-5-2 for you. Play the 3-5-2. completely disregarding our wingers now. Sancho, Lingard, Greenwood, like they're all out the picture. Martial, every formation from that point on, and every formation you're going to see until, well, for as long as he stays, it's going to be to save his job. It's not going to be to win the game. It's going to be to save his job. The lineup you're going to see on Saturday is going to be to save his job. He's going to go. That's why when we played Spurs, he went, I put out my most experienced lineup. That's why you saw Cavani and Ronaldo up front, which made absolutely no sense whatsoever on when you talk tactically. Same thing against Atalanta, 3-5-2, just to prove a point. That's what he does, just to prove a point and to prove to people that I can put out that formation as well and my players will do well. Like, he's just doing things to prove people wrong. Even the way he responds to people in the media when they criticize him, he'll like, when Van Persie spoke to him, he was like, "Oh, the only thing he took from me was my number 20." Like when Gary Neville, yeah, bro, he's mad petty, moving like a teenager, bro. Like it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So to see Conte at Spurs is a bit annoying because Oli won the game with that same formation more or less, just to prove a point. And now the board's probably thinking, oh, he can play the same formation that Conte's playing. So let's let him stay for a few more games. Yeah, it's just and I've got no doubt that he's going to improve Spurs. Whether they'll win trophies, that's another story, but he'll definitely improve them, and you'll see them play better football.
Fair dues. Old School Tunes 80 says, if that's the case, then finishing top of the league, you should get 3 times more money. Watch how the top 4 still want top place. Cal, good to see you. Love to the panel. Big up to yourself, Old School Tunes 80s. Drift, I'm going to come to you because you're quite a big fan of Conte. However, you're not a fan of his formation. So I'm quite interested to see your thoughts on Conte going Tottenham. Do you think he sticks with the 3 at the back? Do you think he maybe transitions into a new formation? Do you think he has the place to do what he wants to implement at Tottenham? And do you think they go to the market in January? So just the 4 questions for you to answer there, Drift. Apologies.
Some loaded question, boy.
Yeah, it was still. As I was reading them off, I was like, it's more.
First of all, big up all you, man. Obviously, apologies for that. I was looking like I was going to miss it. I had to make a quick pit stop, but I'm here. Big up everyone in the chat. Make sure you smash that like and all that. And did I miss Aaron's Ollie section? Yeah,
you did, but we can wheel it up though.
Okay, I'll go back. I'll go back away because I was looking forward to that.
I still have a few things to say about Maguire as well.
Yeah, so, bro, I told you we'll clear the schedule, bro. Whatever you need, bro. Whatever you need, bro. But yeah, no, you see what it is, yeah? I'm going to be honest with you. Last season, I didn't really watch too much of Inter Milan apart from the odd game. But obviously, I know Conte from the majority of his career. So I don't know last season if there were times he flexed on the 3-5-2 or the 5-3-2 or whichever way you want to look at it. But I'm guessing the majority of the time he's still stuck to it because it is where he gets his success from. He just knows how to get it done. And he can be flexible. Again, that's the thing. People think he can only play that formation. He can change, but he just likes that formation the most, I think. That's like his version of Klopp's 4-3-3, where Klopp can change things. But if he's just really about trying to get a result that he knows he needs the way he knows how to do it, he'll just go 4-3-3 and he'll just do it the way he knows how to do it. So there's a possibility he could play a different formation with Tottenham. What he'll do is he's intelligent enough that he's going to go in there, assess the squad, see what players he's got, who can play where, and then that's how we'll work it out. A lot of people forget when he was at Chelsea. I know obviously Lewis will be better equipped to talk about this, but he went with a formation that he thought suited the players he had. It wasn't working for a few games. Then he went, "No, fuck this. I'm going back to what I know." And then what's the mad thing is that people thought it was crazy that Alonso and Moses are playing because they're not that good of a player. But because Alonso's so good at crossing the ball and Moses is very athletic, it still worked in the system. It wasn't really about the player. It was about, from this side, we're going to be a crossing team, getting balls into the box. From this time, it'll be about getting the players down the pitch using their athleticism. And it was a balance that worked for Chelsea as well. So I look at the Tottenham team and I think, well, Reguilon straight away will be the guy who'll use to stretch the game because he's got the pace, he's got the legs, he can carry the ball. So straight away, he'll use Reguilon to stretch the ball, stretch the play a bit like he did with Moses. And I don't really know too much about Emerson, their new guy. But from what George is saying, he thinks he'll make a good fullback on the other side. on the right side if he's the wing back. And I know Doherty has been dead for a while, but he was a good fullback when he was at Wolves. So maybe Conte can get him back playing as well as he was at Wolves, because he can't just be crap. When at Wolves he was one of the better players in the league. I think a lot of people when he was at Wolves would agree he was one of the better fullbacks / right backs in the league. So I don't really know why he fell off a cliff so much when he went to Tottenham. Maybe they Spurs him up, I don't know, but he might be able to get Doherty playing good again. So I think he's just going to go in there, assess what he's got, pick a formation based on the players that he thinks he has. He'll definitely spend in January, but I don't think he'll go big in January. Knowing Conte, he'll get 1 or 2 loans, get himself over the line, do what he needs to do for the end of this season. He'll win the Europa Conference League. He might win the League Cup or the FA Cup, because I think he'll go hard for one of those as well. If he can get top 4, he'll push. If not, first season trophy, cool. He'll just get that trophy in the bag, have the progression. Summertime, that's when I think you'll see the proper players, like when he bought Lukaku from Man United and did the few big boy signings where he's like, right, I've got that first year out of the way. Now I'm going to go and get a player I want. Because I think this is the first time he's ever joined halfway, right? Am I right? Well, this is the first time he's ever joined halfway through. So, yeah, I think he'll want to get to the summer before he really buys the players that he really wants. I don't think he'll do that in January. He'll get a couple loans, I reckon, in January just to fill a few holes that he thinks are there. And then, yeah, I think next season will be when you really see what Conte's about.
Fair enough.
Did I miss any of your questions? I was trying to remember everything.
No. Answers
that
great,
all of them? Yeah. I'm happy he went there. I know, obviously, Lewis is really annoyed. And I don't mean to be bad man to Aaron, but if he'd have got Man United, he could have turned Man United into serial winners again. And we don't need that in our life. We really don't.
Rather Spurs than United. Agree with that.
Yeah.
So it's the lesser 2 evils, because if Tottenham wins something, it won't be the league, so we can all deal with it. And it's the team that, other than Lewis, I don't really think anybody hates. I think other than Arsenal and Chelsea fans, nobody hates Tottenham fans.
West Ham.
Oh yeah. Well, basically the London clubs. Then I think the London clubs hate Tottenham, but then nobody else really has a problem with Tottenham.
You guys don't hate Tottenham.
I don't hate Tottenham at all.
I don't really hate them. No, I ain't really got no beef for them
Why
because
not?
they don't really.
Only on match.
They're not on our radar. Like, you know what I mean? The only time I actually beefed Tottenham, 2019,
day, innit?
bro.
Yeah, but like
2019, Champions Final.
Lewis gives me too much joke. Old School Tunes 80 said too much strongbow last night, bruv. # drift late. Were you lot on a strongbow last night? Yeah,
I was on water, bro.
I had one on stream because it was the only drink that I drink that was in the bowl.
For me, bro.
I'm like, who am I to judge, bro? Who am I to judge?
No, I was on the Magnum yesterday when that strongbow was sweet. That was all right. Still flavored cider is not too bad.
Fair dues. All right, guys. Well, let me move on to the next topic. Don't want to spend too long on this because we can go round the houses on this one. And Cage, I'm going to come to you first on this one. And then Matt, I'm going to come to you. CR7 at the moment is saving Ollie and he's saving Manchester United. And let's be honest, he was at Man United for the first part of his career where he really blew up. It was fantastic.
Sorry. I was thinking about Cage.
It's Matt.
Nah, it's you, bro. Man said he's going to hop in a DeLorean. But I was
He's obviously done it at Real Madrid. He did it to an extent at Juve, even though it could be argued he went there to win the Champions League. He didn't, and Juve were winning leagues before he got there. And he's come back to United, and let's be honest, without him this season, Man United are in sort of Norwich territory. Messi, on the other hand, at Barcelona is the greatest player Barcelona has ever seen. Arguably the greatest player the world has ever seen. He's now moved to PSG, and it could be argued that, one, he's not settled there, and two, he's unsettling others as well. Do you think, because of how this season started, that the conversation between Ronaldo and Messi has now changed and that more people are starting to see Ronaldo as a superior player? KG, the floor is yours.
Right. Oh, man. Oh, God. Right.
KG
oh, man. All I'll say on this one is you're not going to change anybody's mind who thinks Messi's the greatest. You're not going to change anyone's mind at this point if they think Ronaldo's the greatest. Like it's the debate is just done beat to death. Like it's not even interesting anymore. All I'll say is if you're talking about current status of this season, how Messi hasn't quite adapted to a league that is seen as inferior compared to Ronaldo moving to another league yet again and picking up where he leaves off as a elite goal scorer, then Ronaldo would be clear. But I think it's very short-sighted if you're a Messi fan to just change your mind off the basis of 10 or 11 league games. I think it would be very short-sighted to do that if you're a big fan of Messi. So I don't think in the long haul it's going to change anyone's mind. Ronaldo fans will say Ronaldo is the greatest. Messi fans will say Messi is the greatest, and that's that. But it does look a little iffy for Messi that up until the summer, Argentina hadn't done nothing big, and he's moved to another team now where it's not all based around him, and he's struggling a little. I mean, have we ever seen Ronaldo subbed at halftime? I don't think so. No. But listen,
apparently it was an injury, though.
Is it an injury?
Yeah. Because he didn't know. Because he didn't play.
But even on that point, then Matt, Messi, he's still got all the wizardry. He definitely does. We've seen that. But even he's slowed down a bit. Ronaldo at 36. I hear people talk about Ronaldo being just a tapping merchant, but I see him on the wing trying to do his thing when the ball's not coming in. I see him drifting out and trying to get involved in play. So it's not like he's a goal hanger. So yeah, I just don't know what if anyone who's a Messi fan is going to change their mind at this point.
Fair dues. 2Pixel2. It's been a little while, bro. Hope you're well. You might know my feelings on this. If Ronaldo scores 20 goals this season, it will be his 17th year in a row scoring 20 plus. 14 years, he scored at 30 plus. Getting incredible numbers.
That can't be right. That can't be right.
Why not?
Because when he was 19, 20, 21, 22 at Man United, he wasn't getting 20 goals a season. So how could 17 years of
19, 20, I think he might have been still.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he get 40 goals?
Remember, he came to United when he was 17.
His last two seasons were the high scoring seasons at Man U. In his earlier days, his goal scoring wasn't high like that.
No, so
that
he's
didn't he leave around 21, 22? Am I wrong?
Hold on.
Yeah, I think
that stat doesn't sound right. That's trying to say from the age of 19 he scored 20 goals.
Hold on.
That can't be right.
All right, so Ronaldo started scoring 20 goals in all competitions since the 06-07 season. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so 06, 07 is 14 years, not 17
8,
years.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
It's 14 years,
15.
not 17.
He's done 15. He's done it for 15 years, 15 seasons so far.
If he does it this season. Yeah, but that sounds more like 17 sounded too much. That sounded too much.
Did the person put 17? Because I actually read it.
17. Yeah, he put 17. Yeah, I knew 17 sounded a bit too much. Yeah, I knew he wasn't doing it that long.
Yeah,
I mean 14 is still a lot, but I knew he wasn't doing it for that long. I knew that was too much.
Yeah, so since the 06-07 season, he's banged in 20 in all comps.
06-07 was more of his breakout year anyway. So
I mean, it's still phenomenal. 14 is still phenomenal, but 17 just sounded too long. I know it wasn't that long.
Yeah, Matt, I want to come to you on this. Now, obviously, I kind of know where you stand on this as well. You're biased because you're a lefty yourself. But Ronaldo and Messi, one is a comparison is it silly because you're comparing a player who's a striker now to a player who's just a creative player? I wouldn't even pin Messi down to a position as such. He's not a 10, he's not a winger. He's just a creative player who plays where he wants. So Ronaldo may be getting the goals, but is his actual overall play been that good? Whereas Messi might not get you the goals, but he might pop up with man of the match performances. So again, I ask you the question, can the conversation resurface and should, in your opinion, Ronaldo potentially surpass Messi this season?
I kind of agree with KG says, where I kind of feel like nothing's really going to change. And even if Messi doesn't have a good season, I think his body of work has been so tremendous. I'm looking at this season maybe as a blip for him, but we'll have to wait and see. But they are two different players. I just think Messi at Barcelona, the system was built around him and allowed him to flourish at the highest level for the most amount of years where he was practically untouchable. Ronaldo obviously done it at Man United. Started off there where he really found his footing, and then obviously went to Real Madrid and absolutely exploded. Then obviously went to Juve, still done his thing. They are two different players, but Messi is more of an all-rounder. So Messi, in my opinion, can like bring others into play, so to speak, better link-up play. But if we're talking about maybe a killer, then again, Messi's kind of a killer as well. It's so hard. I just think we got to appreciate both of them for what they are. They're two amazing players, two players that will either go down as the best, or if not one of the best, or the greatest, the GOAT, however you see it in your opinion. But I don't think that's going to change because of a potentially bad PSG season. And again, some people will kind of go to the whole, Ronaldo's done it in different leagues. And that is fair to say, because Ronaldo's done it obviously in England and in Italy and in Spain. And Messi's only done it in Spain. But again, you just got to look at Messi's body of work. So even though that kind of argument is, I understand it where it comes to different leagues and whatnot, Messi's just been out of this world. And I just think when it's all said and done, this guy will probably go down as a lot of people's GOATs. And I think you just got to give him respect, man. I don't think Ronaldo... I think that conversation is kind of past now. I can't even if Ronaldo goes on to have another 2 great years and Messi has one up and down year and then he has another good year, I kind of feel like it's already been written, if you ask me. And
just asking, who came up with this subject, man? Who came up with this topic? Honestly. Jesus Christ.
What about people who say you're only interested in the Middle East for oil?
What? Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking?
I have no idea. I have no idea it came out with the subject, bro. But
I don't know.
You're like me, bro. When man catches them, bro, no, it's on in it, bro. Hang out of order, bro.
You know what?
No, just
before we move on,
just quickly, just another thing as well, because KG, you'll understand this a bit more in terms of like, it's kind of that debate, you know, the Kobe and LeBron debate back in the day. It was a bit like that, and it used to jar me. It's like people are like, LeBron's better than Kobe, Kobe's better than LeBron. It's like, bro, just deep it for a minute, like.
But literally no one talks about that anymore and haven't done for years. Just a bit like this topic now.
No. But it's only because of what's happened, though. If you get what I'm trying to say, because of what's happened.
Yeah.
I think, you know what I mean? So you got to look at it like that.
Yeah. No, the only thing I'll say about this before we move on with the people who want to dig at Messi because he hasn't done well in France so far, and they say Ronaldo plays in other leagues. I know what it sounds like I'm making an excuse for Messi, but I feel like it is a lot easier to be somebody who's been used to moving around from the beginning. So from the age of 17, Ronaldo left his home country, and then he's kind of like had those journeys as he's adapted throughout his life, and it's been a bit easier for him to know what it's like because he's done it from young. Whereas if you are Messi, who came through the Barcelona academy and you don't leave until you're 34, you got so comfortable. It's not even really just about your ability anymore. You was just in a world and a zone that anybody who lives a life like that for that long is going to feel uncomfortable when they're asked to do something different at such an older age. So I just think that's probably, I don't think, it don't matter what country he went to. At 34, it was going to be hard for Messi to adapt to a new league, a new country, speaking another language, all that stuff at such a young age and at such an old age when it's the first time you've ever done it. I just think people need to put a little bit of context and put that in. Do you know what I mean? Now, you always say when you're younger, your brain soaks things up easier, learning is easier. You get a bit older and then all of a sudden you've got to change. It'll be a bit harder. So I think people need to put that into consideration.
You remember at the start, before we started, I said that how people don't listen. Somebody has literally said that I've been reactionary when I literally just said no one's going to change their opinion on the whim of 10 games. That's what I'm saying. People just don't listen, man.
Yeah, as I say, KG, bro, whoever came up with the topic I'm going to deal with, and I'm going to have to...
Can we touch on the Maguire thing right now? Because I want to let the clip go, fam.
Yeah.
Man said hot
Let me
point,
read out
Harry.
the channel and I'll come back to you, Aaron.
I said, you know what Aaron is right now? You know in the films where the magazine is taped upside down to them, So as soon as it
Oh.
finishes, you can pull it out, turn it around, plug it back in, and just keep on
Bro,
going.
you know what I'm saying? It's ready in the chamber, fam. You get me?
No, I'm here for it, Aaron. Mr. Dare I Say It Drift says, you remember when Bobby baptized AWB? Trent is the best right back in the world. I do remember both. Aaron, once again, bro, look, you take as much. There you are, bro. Tell us about Man United and Ollie, bro.
Listen, now I wanted to talk about the Maguire thing in particular. Because remember when I was on, you can take me off the thing now, bro. It's kind of
Honestly, you let them go click, brother.
I want to see you lot's reactions to this.
Go on.
When I talked about Maguire and his recent form and how he's been really, really poor, it's just been below average is an understatement, man. It's just not good enough for Man United, in my opinion. Even him getting the captain's armband, his CV has recently, well, in the last 24 hours, has been leaked on Twitter. Not leaked, but like someone took the whole of Maguire's career and just broke it down. So his league career.
When you said his CV's been leaked, bro, I literally thought he came with a suit and a tie for the Man U job. You know, you just get that.
No, it's
like, yeah. Before I was a footballer, I used to work in JJB Sport. Like, that's hilarious. Like, come on.
Oh my God, man's throwing it back as well. JJB. So his league career, he's been relegated from the Championship in 2011. He was third in League One in 2012 with Sheffield United, that bottled the playoffs with him playing every game. In 2013, he was fifth in the league, fifth in League One, with Maguire playing every game. Maguire was sold to Hull. In 2014, Maguire performed so badly for Hull City that he was loaned out to Wigan in the Championship. And that's the season where he got 2 relegations, one with Wigan and one with Hull. So he was on loan at Wigan, got relegated. Meanwhile, his natural employers got relegated as well. 2015, Hull get promoted to the Premier League via the playoffs. Maguire's only contribution was to get subbed on in the 90th minute to waste time.
I got the back wide treatment, bruv. I can't be arsed.
No.
This was Harry Maguire's only trophy, by the way. Yeah. In 2016, Hull plays in the Premier League, but they get relegated with Maguire playing most games. And guess who was the manager?
Someone said Maguire, the security.
In 2016, Hull get relegated.
No way.
Yeah. Who was the manager?
Bruce, isn't it?
They get relegated with Maguire playing most of the games. Mike Phelan was the manager.
Oh, was it Mike?
Phelan.
Oh, so they're boys, basically.
Bro, I told you. I keep telling people.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
That man said, run it back.
I keep telling people that United, it's not, bro. It's a brethren thing. It's literally a brethren thing, bro. I work at Tesco's. Yo, you got any your man that wants to come working as well? Yeah, bro. Let me make a few phone calls and I'll let you know. That's literally what it is. So, anyways, they get relegated. Mike Phelan was the manager. 2017, somehow he ends up at Leicester City. In the 2 seasons before they signed him, obviously they won the league and they won the quarterfinals of the Champions League. In the 2 seasons he played with them, they finished 9th. 2 seasons after they got rid of them, they sold him to us. They won the FA Cup. In 2019, Harry Maguire signs for Manchester United. Manchester United finished 33 points behind Liverpool. In his second season at Manchester United, they bottled a 7-point lead to Man City, ending up 12 points behind them by the end of the season. His cup career, Harry Maguire has competed for 29 cups in his career and has won none of them. bottling them to teams such as Burton Albion, Hartlepool, Birmingham City, Newport, Fulham, Hull City, Crystal Palace, Coventry, and Villarreal. During his career, Harry Maguire has competed in 10 semi-finals. In those 10 semi-finals, he's conceded 26 goals, including 2 Harry Maguire own goals. And he has an 80% loss rate in those 10 semi-finals. The only semi-final his club has won he didn't play in the full tie, which was with us. Which was with us when we played against Roma last season. Now onto some of the negative records, yeah. At Manchester United.
I thought that was the negative.
Oh no, this ain't done. This ain't done, fam.
I thought this is the good bit.
Onto the negative records at Manchester United with Harry Maguire as captain. Man United hadn't lost 3 games in a row to Leicester City since 1901, until Manchester United signed Harry Maguire. He has conceded 11 goals to them in his time here. Manchester United are currently on their longest run without a clean sheet at Old Trafford in 142 years. Listen to these numbers. This is embarrassing. I can't even.
Is it just me, or I'm personally enjoying this? Is anyone else?
I told you I was prepared.
Right. Well, I just had to make sure I wasn't the only one. No.
The longest run without a clean sheet at Old Trafford in 142 years. Harry Maguire has played the majority of the games in this run. Also went on the club's longest run without a clean sheet in 48 years during his first season here. Man United's joint biggest home defeat in 142 years. Manchester United's biggest defeat to Liverpool in 142 years. The last time we lost to Liverpool this bad was when we were called Newton Heath FC, bro.
You know what's pissed me off the most? Like all of this, and Harry Maguire's never was in the league. Like what the fuck? Can't be arsed, man. This shit's gotta change.
Manchester United's most goals conceded at Old Trafford in a Premier League season. Man United's most home losses in the season since 2013. More losses at Old Trafford in 3 seasons of Maguire than in the previous 5 seasons combined. Manchester United's lowest number of clean sheets in a Premier League season. Burnley had never won at Old Trafford until Harry Maguire. Arsenal hadn't won at Old Trafford in 14 years in the Premier League until Harry Maguire. Aston Villa hadn't won at Old Trafford in 12 years until Harry Maguire. West Ham hadn't won at Old Trafford in 14 years until Harry Maguire. No team had ever went into half-time with a 4-0 lead at Old Trafford in the Premier League until Harry Bloodclot Maguire. Sheffield United had never won at Old Trafford until Harry Maguire, and he shamelessly used that as an excuse to brag about his passing stats on Instagram. I don't know if you guys remember, after we lost to Sheffield United at home, this guy had the guts to post his passing stats on Instagram to try and prove a point.
Okay. Do you remember when you lot drew to Everton 3-3 in the league and the man flexed his man of the match award at the end of the game?
Yeah,
the guy's a joker.
So, to summarize, 4 relegations, 80% loss rate in semi-finals, career total of failure, brought nothing but countless negative records and failure to every single club he's played for, and let his country down 3 times when it mattered. Instead of, that's it. So that's it, That's Harry Maguire, and that's meant to be our captain. And this is the guy that keeps getting, and I'm not even an England fan like that. This is the guy that keeps getting picked for England when you've got talented centre-backs, and I'm not saying I'm a fan of them, but you've got talented centre-backs like Ben White at Arsenal, you've got people like Tomori at AC Milan, you can't get a game, you can't even get picked because of people like Harry Maguire. And I think that's a disgrace, man, honestly.
All I have to say to that, Aaron, is... Aaron, from the bottom of my heart, I can only speak for myself in this channel. Thank you for that. That was uplifting.
That was beautiful.
Informative.
That was
serious.
If people are rewatching this and think that I'm saying this to have a go at Maguire, I'm not. I'm just trying to explain that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has brought a loser's mentality to Man United. He's brought a culture to Man United where we think it's normal to lose now, and we mask all of our losses under these sorry ass posts on Instagram saying sorry and say we go again. No, we don't go again. You have to sit down and analyze your mistakes and actually do better in the next game, which is something we don't do. Because when I see Rashford make the same mistakes 3 games in a row, that tells me that you lot don't sit down and have tactical breakdowns. You don't. And you can't sit there and lie to me that you have, because you don't. Bro, 3 games in a row, Rashford makes the same mistake. That proves to me that you don't work on it, or at least you don't tell him what to do. So I'm not here to have a Harry Maguire slandering session. No, I'm just here to make you guys understand, or the viewers. Well, maybe I am a little bit, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. But I'm trying to make people understand that we have a losing culture, a loser's mentality at Man United. Nobody wants to win. It's all about just being there. It's all about just being happy. It's all about just making Ollie happy, making sure the fans clap him off after every game, sing a few songs, and then go home. And nobody cares about winning anymore. So I'm not with that. I still hold my highest standards at Manchester United, and it is what it is.
Do you know what? There's only after that, Aaron. There's only one video to play after that, bro.
I couldn't agree more.
I'm going to have some of the super chat.
Stuck.
Eric says Messi scored 91 goals in the calendar year. Very true. AA says Ollie in. He's doing a great job. Let's hope he beats City and don't get Man United into the top 4. By the way, Aaron, did you miss Scholes tiptoeing your midfield?
You know what? I've got to rate Scholes because he didn't even take a week off to just let it die down. I've got to rate that.
When I saw him in the studio, I was like,
I got to rate that.
That's
I
not.
got to rate that.
Yeah, he don't care, bro.
You know what I thought? Yeah, when I see them in the studio, I was thinking, like, did anyone address the
Rio did.
Blood, did
I know
really
Rio did.
Rio Bentley did before they went live.
Rio probably took his shoes and his socks off randomly and was just like, "Oh, sorry, Scholes, sorry, mate."
Rio just looking at him like, "Fam, did you really do that to your daughter, fam?"
Yeah, bro. I could hear it in his voice as well, fam. Did you really do that to your daughter, fam? You can't be doing these things. Come on, by the way, I don't know how Rio sounds here, but I was just trying to, you feel a cool impression here and there, but yeah.
The Pecknarm definitely came out of Rio when he saw Scholes that day.
Oh boy. Imi Lee Sauce says there's a thing in our culture where goes with their feet the other way around. We call him a gin. Man United call him Maguire. Oh, that's deep. Joker Alarm says it will soon be LM7 sooner rather than soon with another Ballon d'Or. Forget CR7. Who's LM7?
LM7.
Oh, Lionel Messi. What?
No, he's
oh,
right.
Lionel Messi as in his 7th Ballon d'Or. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that makes
Good one.
sense. LM7. Okay.
Good one. Great.
Sedat Ali says, remember when he was arrested in Greece?
He's not impressed.
He's not. Yeah, Maguire was arrested in Greece. Never knew what happened from that either. To be fair,
he got himself an interview where it was all cleaned up and forgotten about.
Yeah. And said that he thought his career was going to end, didn't it?
What's that?
Sick actor. Maybe he's got a future in acting. To be fair.
Oh, what the Mykonos thing?
Yeah, the Mykonos.
You know what? That got swept under the carpet. Nice.
Bravo. We know why, though. We know. We know. 100%.
So certain men don't get
all,
that.
All I'm saying here is that Tomori is literally playing out of his skin and has done for a while now, and he's doing it at AC Milan. And he can't get into this England squad. But you know, if certain people are playing like the way he's playing, they'd be calling him one of the best in the world right now. But that's it.
But you know what it is, KG? I put that down to this English culture of not paying attention to what's going on outside of the Premier League, because the Premier League's the be all and end all. As long as you play in the Premier League, you're good. You're good for life. You can put in stinkers for a whole month, but hey, as long as you play in the Premier League, you're good. And I genuinely think that Southgate doesn't watch anything outside of the Premier League. Why do you think you keep seeing him? You'd think you can see Southgate at a Newcastle Burnley rather than a Bayern Munich Dortmund.
100%. No, 100%.
When
100%.
Sancho, when in the past few years Sancho was playing at Dortmund, those are the games you should be watching. Go to a top flight game like a Bayern Munich against Dortmund, or even like a derby between Schalke and Dortmund, to see the intensity, to see like the atmosphere and how intense those games are, and see how Sancho and Haaland were performing in every single one of those games. Now you'll see him at a Burnley Norwich to watch flipping Nick Pope. You see what I'm saying? And bro, that's so typical of English managers and the English culture. So,
that's the way it always is, though, because they always just look for the big names. Like this has been a big factor. Like players that are at the top clubs in England usually get picked the most times. Like it's not even just guys like Tomori. You could look at a player like Jared Bowen, who's been balling out. Like Conor Gallagher's been amazing this season, and no one's even looked at him because he's at Crystal Palace. It's the same thing that always happens. If you're at a club that isn't really that relevant or isn't English, you don't really get noticed that much unless you make a name that big for yourself. And half the time, it still doesn't give you a spot.
But then again, you look at some other teams players play for. This is why I say at England, it's not based on merit. It's a favoritism. It's a favorite. Because with all due respect, when I see people like Connor Cody in the England squad, I'm like, what?
Sterling's been so poor this season, and he's in.
I was just about to say that Sterling, and don't get me wrong, Sterling's obviously done well for England, but if you're gonna say and be fair and you base it on form, Sterling should not be in that England squad.
You should have made the Euros based off form.
You have to be real.
No, but guys, the only defense I'll say for that is that Southgate is picking you based on what you did for him. And if you keep performing for him, I get the logic of what you lot are saying, but would it be fair to drop Sterling when in the England kit, he balls? Like, we can't deny it.
Wait, that's technically true, but then he's also dropped the guy at Man United, Jesse Lingard, who's done nothing but good things for him. So that's not technically true either.
No, obviously he might be confusing his own logic, but I'm saying that's the logic he uses for why Sterling plays, and Sterling does ball out for him. The Pickford debate is the same. Everyone can say, maybe he's not good enough, you should drop him, but he does perform well in an England shirt. So I guess Southgate is kind of justified in picking him because he plays well for him every time he picks him. So I kind of see both sides.
I hear that.
There's only a few things in that England squad. People saying it's all familiar, but John Stones has hardly kicked a ball this season. And there's another person as well that's in it. Tyrone Mings is the captain of Villa, and he's recently been dropped by his club because of his form, but yet he still gets in. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, this is what I was getting. You see, you see, like Tyrone Mings and Connor Cody, You obviously mentioned Tomori, bro. Even this season, look at Lewis. Your set about is it Chalobah? Chalobah, he's been playing well. He's played. He's had a decent start.
Yeah,
bro. There's so many players, and I think to myself, like, how are you there? And as you guys have kind of already said, it's because of what you've done for him, like in the past. But
you can't always just get flang in, though, guys. Like, we have to be real.
No.
Now it's a little different. You see, back in the day, you had to ball out for about 2 years before your country called you up. You couldn't just have 10 good games.
Bro, I hear you. Let me ask you this, though.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Let me give you one name. I'm going to give you one name, and I need you to justify it for me anyway. Connor Cody. Go.
Because he plays a back three and Connor Cody plays in a back three.
But is Connor Cody even not just but Connor Cody
but I'm saying that's the only
thing in a back three, bro. He's a centre mid.
It's the only thing I
can DM that's playing centre back.
I hear what Drifty's saying, but then again, he plays in a back three at Wolves, but then he's not good enough to play in a back three with England because there's centre backs better than him. So why call him up in the first place?
Yeah, it is a bit weird. The only thing I'll say based on what Aaron was saying earlier, in a little bit of defense of England, not trying to stick up for Southgate, but I think until about maybe 7-8 years ago, do you remember when it was kind of the same in this country, though, where players were scared to come here because their national culture wouldn't watch the Premier League? I remember there was Spanish, there was Italians that they didn't like coming here, Brazilians, because if they played in England, they didn't get picked for their country. So I think even though England is still doing it, it was a culture for a long time where if you left your home country, you just didn't get picked for your national team. It was a really weird thing. And like, it's like maybe a few others have stopped it now and England are just continuing it. So it's like England need to catch up. It's not, I don't think it's a thing that only England do. I just think we're too late and we're not catching up and we're not realizing we should change because the Premier League is the best league. So I guess they're like, oh, well, why are we watching the Spanish league? If you play in the Premier League, then we've got the best players or whatever. So I remember that culture did happen for a while. Brazilians used to be scared to come to England because they wouldn't get picked for the national team. I remember that.
Yeah, but even with the style of play that you mentioned, I think. Oh, sorry. When you said that England are late, I think you have a point with that because, as far as I can remember, I think England was playing a 4-4-2 for a very long time. It took, I think, the first time I've seen England switch to a 4-2-3-1 or anything different than a 4-4-2 was probably what, 2010?
Capello, I think.
Capello, yeah, that was the first time I've actually seen a tactical change in formation. I was like, rah, okay, England are playing this. So I think, yeah, even with the whole going abroad thing, it took Jadon Sancho to start it for others to follow. And that was only in 2016, 17? So England need to start catching up with a lot of things, man, because I feel like they're late with a lot of stuff. Even the 3-5-2 or the 3-4-3 that England's playing now, that for me, that trend has gone long time ago. Long time ago. Conte started with that in 2015-16 with Juve and stuff. So, yeah, there's a lot England needs to catch up with. But, yeah, with the players that we all mentioned, people like Tomori, people like Ben White, people, you know, other people that are just doing well for their clubs, I just feel sorry for them because they're thinking, yeah, but what else do I have to do? What if Tomori wins the league in Italy, which he can because he's second now, just behind Napoli, is he not going to get picked?
Nope.
So what's the whole?
Not if the whole point.
That's why Lookman just went in pledged his allegiance to Nigeria, isn't it? Players are realizing they're not going to get picked.
Exactly. Look at Zaha. Look at Zaha. Remember back in the day, Zaha?
Yeah.
Remember?
When it comes
to Antonio,
you're better off.
He'd be all right in the England team right now, but they took too long, and you know what I mean. He did the right thing.
If in this generation, if you're English, I'm sorry, but you're better off playing for your native country. That's Ademola Lookman switched allegiances today. He's going to play for Nigeria. I think Abraham should have went and played for Nigeria. Big mistake for him to go and play for England.
Yeah, Abraham should have went and played for Nigeria.
Because when Calvert-Lewin's back fit, Abraham's out the door without even flinching. He's not going to play. He's not going to play. No game time. Who else? Wan-Bissaka, stop dreaming. You're never going to play for England. Go play for Congo. You might as well. Because it's, bro, Trent, Reece James,
Trippier,
Walker, Trippier, bro, you're not
Hudson-Odoi even. Like, I know he's not really playing.
Hudson-Odoi stuck in the under-21s. They won't even pick him for England.
Hudson-Odoi, go play for Ghana. Like,
it's true. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he
got treated like a king when he went there over the summer. The amount of people who came out to just watch him play ball with a bunch of his boys and shit. Go to Ghana, man. They'll treat you right.
Exactly.
It's true. Some more super chats. I said Nat Phillips is better than Maguire. Maguire in. I don't see anything but facts with that statement. I'm not going to lie. Yafu says Aaron Maguire's man of the match performance display against Germany in the Euros.
Man of the match was Sterling for me. It wasn't Maguire, but yeah, go ahead. I'll give you that one.
Pimp in Distress says all the love, guys. You have to clip Aaron's obituary on Maguire and post it. Genius. You'll never walk alone. Yeah.
It was a legendary moment.
Pipe bomb, bro. CM Punk-esque.
Shout out to John Moore for your super chat as well. A couple more, bear me a moment. Zaberi says, bless up my G's, Kopish Studios 2022 or what? What's needed, required to link up, can't take the Zoom setup after the takeover at Don Robbie spot. One love.
It's in the works.
Videos are in the works, guys.
It's in the works.
We're working on it.
I big up everyone who jumped over to the Don Robbie channel as well, man. That was fun.
Yeah. Nothing for that, man.
You lot did bits.
Yeah, I've got a question for you guys. On the Kop-Ish channel, let's move it to something a bit current. How excited are you that Eddie Howe's going to Newcastle, and have you got any light-skinned players that you've got for sale?
Yeah, we got a couple man still.
No, KG, is it official? Is Eddie Howe official?
Yeah.
I think it's almost done. I think they're trying to get his backroom staff from Bournemouth and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's 2.5 year contract.
We did say phase one.
I'm trying to figure. I don't want to be disrespectful to Eddie Howe because Eddie Howe is a good coach. Like I think he proved he's a good coach. But I'm gonna be real. If Newcastle are serious about being about that life, I feel like this is a Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool where it was too early in his development for a big player to care about him to go there. And I think that might stop them getting a few of the names they're gonna probably want. You know.
See,
that might not be the best idea.
I think they could have went a bit higher, personally.
No,
yeah, they could have gone a bit higher than Eddie Howe.
I hear what you guys are saying still, but like, I think with Newcastle, like they didn't need to get the elite coaches or the elite players immediately. They just have to build their team up slowly. Build a team up to compete in Europe first, then build a team up to compete for top 4. Then once you got a team that's ready for top 4, all you need is like a couple players in a certain position. And then that's the team that can contend for the title. Like, I get they were in for the likes of Antonio Conte and Zinedine Zidane and players and coaches of that magnitude. But I think that was a bit unrealistic for them, even with the amount of money that they have right now, because they just don't have the squad for it. Right now, even with them, all the money that they have, their first aim is stay up. Then as soon as they stay up, then they can build a team that can actually compete. And even if it's to compete, it's only to compete for mid-table. So they have to climb up a lot slower than people give them credit for. Like, for me, I thought it would be 3 years, maybe 2-3 years before they can look at actually getting serious investment. But it's all about the slow development for them.
Yeah. I hear that, but you know what? I still would
agree. But if they're going to build for Europe, sorry, Matt, I feel like maybe a manager who's done it before, it's a bit risky to bring in a manager that only truly knows a relegation battle, unless that's all they care about because they're in a relegation zone now. Do you get what I mean?
I get that, but maybe it's just like they're building like the cornerstones for what they want to make. Because like Eddie Howe's still a progressive manager, and when they get to the top, they'll probably want to play a progressive brand of football. So I guess it's just about a manager building that sort of system, and then as soon as he takes them as far as he can, he's going to get shipped off, and they'll bring in someone similar that's a much higher profile. And then, but that's the thing with Newcastle, where they're just going to have to build upwards and upwards, but they can't jump levels like that. They have to climb up each level to get to the top, and right now it's just the first rung, I guess.
To answer your question, sorry, to answer your question, yeah, we've got a couple light skinned guys we can give them.
Also, just want to say welcome back.
I know, bro. We're gonna do it. Let's do it properly, bro.
Do you know what? Yeah, just quickly, Aaron. I know you want to say something. Just quickly, yeah. This is to Lewis, yeah, because you know you're talking about. It does make sense. Oh, well, Eddie Howe, I understand it. It's a smart one in terms of they want to avoid relegation, but at the same time, could they push the boat out a little bit more for like a Unai Emery? Because you see someone like that, and the reason I use
rejected them.
No, all right then. But someone along that level. The reason I say that is because of this year. When you want to try and get in, even if it's 1 or 2 star players, Eddie Howe doesn't have any pool. And even though KG made that joke here about us having any light-skinned brothers here that we have for sale, yeah, that's the type of thing that Eddie Howe's actually going to be dealing with. What do you think Phil Coutinho? Let me give you an example. Do you think Phil Coutinho is going to want to come Newcastle? Eddie Howe's in charge. And here's the thing: if they would have got like a Emery, a Mancini, or whoever, they potentially could have got a Coutinho, even for phase 1. Because let's be real. Coutinho's not balling out right now, but he's still a star name. I can still add quality to something that they don't have. That's why I kind of feel like, have they missed the gun? And not only that, they're trying to do it the proper progressive way in terms of like taking it slow, step by step. But I kind of feel like they maybe could have been a little bit more adventurous and got a little bit better of a manager with a bit more name to him, where players would look at him and go, yeah, I wouldn't mind playing for him, Obviously, the P's are involved, but...
Yeah, that's what I was saying, bro. Eddie Howe's like Brendan Rodgers when we got him. He had no pool.
No, but they could have even at least got Brendan Rodgers.
He had no pool. Nobody wanted to play for him.
Even get a Brendan Rodgers, though.
They missed the boat. Sorry, I know Aaron was going to talk, sir, but they missed the boat. Tottenham laid the blueprint. You bring in Nuno, you bring him in for a couple of months until, your man's ready. So they should have just did Nuno to the end of the season, then Mancini after the World Cup. It was written. was written, man. They missed the boat there. And Nuno would have been up for another 10 mil payoff or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with what Lewis said. I think, and Matt as well, I think they're trying to do the progressive thing, build step by step. And I also think the reason why they probably went with Eddie Howe is, one, because obviously Unai Emery rejected them, and they're probably thinking, okay, in the next year, in the next 18 months, we don't think that a manager will be available and willing to come to Newcastle. So let's just get someone who will make us stay in the league, first of all. And even if we have to be, if they have to be mid-table for the first 2 seasons, that's fine for them, I think. And then after 2 years or 2.5 years, however long his contract is, I think then we'll see, top managers being available. Then maybe they can approach Unai Emery again with what they've done, with what they would have done at the time. And he's probably going to look at it and think, okay, you guys have progressed pretty well. All right, cool, I can come now. So I don't think they wanted to go for that caliber of manager just yet. That's why I think they went.
One thing I will say about Eddie Howe, I think it is a good approach at this time for Newcastle. But also, I do remember what Jermaine Defoe said, and a couple of other players as well that were bigger names. He doesn't really handle big personalities, so that might be a problem when they are looking to move to the next step, which is where they possibly want to go in trying to get into Europe. He wasn't very good at handling people that had a bigger personality than him. So that might be unless he's learned over the year or two he's been out, that might be a problem in the future.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's easy collateral damage. I think that's where, not to take the piss, but he's easy collateral damage. Say, I don't know, say Zidane was like, you know what? All right, cool. I'll come in the summer. They wouldn't care about getting rid of Eddie Howe after 6 months. He's the type of manager that, not to take liberties, everyone would just accept it. No one would even bat an eyelid, and he'd just have to move on. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if they got like an Emery or someone with a bit more pull, it'll be harder to take liberties and just get rid of him because he has a reputation and he's got a bit of something. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that's why. Eddie Howe's like Mark Hughes, isn't it? Easy to get rid of him when you feel like it.
Very true. Very true. Got a couple of super chats here, guys. So bear with me a sec. AA says, KG, what formation should Liverpool play when we sign Rafinha and Phillips this summer? I'm just a messenger.
Thank you for your donation, man. Thank you for your donation.
Dean says, and that's the bottom line, because KG said so. Dean says, evening, gents, loving the show as usual. Southgate is just Ollie 2.0, just a good guy with passion, but no managerial experience or tactics, in my opinion. Sadat says, Scholes' door had no toenails, left at 5-0. I won't comment anything further. Ty says, Beckham, Ince, Owen, Rush, Gaza, Keegan all played abroad. They did, but they were in the England setup before they went abroad. So I think it's slightly different.
Tom Ince went abroad. I kind of rate him for that.
Yeah.
So did Jonathan Woodgate.
Oh, yeah. No, but he did. He did.
Real Madrid can't take that away from him.
He was dead and he got injured.
Are you guys? Me and Matt were trying to remember the other day. Sorry, I know this is random. Who was that guy that played for, I think it was West Ham, and randomly got a move to Madrid?
Wasn't it Faubert or something?
That's it.
Faubert, yeah.
Faubert. Me and Matt were racking our brain trying to remember who that random youth was that went.
Julian, it was Julian, innit? Julian Faubert or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was
it.
Random
madness, bro.
That's
same agent as Chief Moting, innit? Must be
bro,
the same.
I keep saying his agent is the best in probably in his
world.
And Adebayo's one.
Yeah, agreed.
And Moise Keane. I don't know how he keeps getting to big clubs every time he moves.
Oh, yeah. That's another one, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
All right, guys. So we're not going to spend too long on predictions, but we are going to go and look at some of the big games from the weekend. So, Man United versus Man City. It's going to go around. Score predictions. Matt, I'll start with you and go around the circle. Man United versus Man City.
I think Ollie's going to put it out of the bag still.
Come on, man.
Mate, that might win it. And it's gonna burn Aaron. No, be serious. Nah, they're not winning. I see City winning. I think City win it 2-1.
2-1. Drift.
1-0 United.
Aaron.
Oh
He
boy.
knows. He knows.
Cavani or Rashford winner. I think they're going to be busy marking Ronaldo. Cavani or Rashford
Then
going to
again,
grab the
Solskjaer
winner.
probably gonna do the 5-3-2 thing,
Of
innit? With
course
the
he will.
5. Yeah, he's gonna go 5 in the back.
I think we're going to go ultra defensive, 3-5-2 or 5-3-2. But City will still, I think City will still pick us apart, man. I'm gonna say 3-0 City, and I'm gonna be on the Don Rugby watch along, so that's gonna be hard.
Oh, fantastic!
Oh,
You guys
make
know
the
what
most
to do.
of the free alcohol, bro. Trust me.
Casey, what are you saying, bro?
I've got, for some reason, I can't shake a draw out my head, so I'm going to go with 2-2.
Okay, interesting.
Sensible.
Lewis.
6-0 City. Sorry, they're getting pammed. Sorry.
6.
Come on, man. Like I said this, Aaron, I said the same thing to you before the Liverpool game. The difference between you facing Liverpool now and in 1920 is that there's no belief. Absolutely none. And it's the same thing going into this derby. They couldn't turn up for Liverpool, and you think they're going to turn up for Man City? No chance.
Can I change my one, Cal? 2-1 United. I think City will score. 2-1 United.
I'm going 4-0 City.
I'm sticking to 2-1 City. I ain't changing that.
4-0. Ty says Owen Hargreaves is then also Fowler and Maka. Yeah, agreed. Hargreaves is probably a better case study.
Well, Eric Dyer, didn't he move abroad young?
No, but he was in the England side when he came back to Spurs. He was nowhere near it before that.
Oh, right, okay.
No, I'm just thinking about English players who have moved abroad, but I think his whole family moved abroad when he was young, though, isn't it?
It's
So,
Portugal, I think. It's Sporting or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, Portugal. Yeah, because I think his mum got a job over there.
Okay.
All right. Chelsea versus Burnley. Lewis, I'll start with you on this one.
Should beat Burnley, but we're so poor in the first half of games, so it's like should be. I could say 2-3-0 Chelsea. I'll go 3-0, but it'll all be second half goals.
Cool. KG, Chelsea Burnley.
Yeah. And I mean, it's something that we haven't really spoke about, but Chelsea is still my favourites for the league. I know City and Liverpool are always getting talked up, but for me, with Chelsea doing what they're doing, and in very understated fashion as well, that without their big striker up front, the way that they're getting results at places like Brentford, it's just telling me that they might just get the league this year. So, but in regards to this game, I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0 Chelsea.
Cool. Aaron?
Well, as you guys have seen in the group chat, I met one of Sean Dyche's soldiers at Manchester Arndale Shopping Centre. I spoke to him and he said that, you know, he thinks it's going to be a very tough game against Chelsea.
Did you take when that picture was taken? Did his nose start bleeding? Fam?
Most of it was in Get Out thing, you know. Most of it was in Get Out thing.
Yo,
I'm done.
No, I think Chelsea way more than enough to deal with Burnley. I don't think Burnley will be up for the task against Chelsea. Is Chelsea playing at home?
Yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah, we're at home.
Yeah, I think Chelsea will deal with them easy. I'm going to say 3-0 Chelsea.
Cool. Drift, what are you saying?
4-0 Chelsea.
Cool. Matt?
3-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0 Chelsea as well.
Oh, all clean sheets. Love it.
Burnley ain't doing nothing to you.
That's another thing that you guys have been doing well, man. Keeping clean sheets, and I'm really impressed, man. Honestly,
wrapping them up.
That's what I've been saying. No, I've been saying even though Liverpool, Man City have been entertaining the hell out of people, goals are flying in at both ends, but Chelsea are just keeping it shut. Like no one's getting past them. So when they concede a goal, it's a rarity now.
True.
They're chugging along. They're playing. The only thing I disagree with, Paige, even though I agree with you that they'll win the league, is I don't think it's understated because they were the favourites at the beginning. I think people realised that Man City was still the shit, and we surprised people, and we played better than I think people thought we would. But remember, Chelsea were still the favourites at the beginning, and it's not like their squad isn't expensive. It's meant to win the league. Do you get what I mean?
After the Liverpool Man City game, there wasn't any talk of Chelsea, and there hadn't been for a couple of weeks. Not from what I could hear and see. It was all about Liverpool and Man City. Meanwhile, Chelsea were the team on top of the league. Like it was actually quite mad. But yeah, listen, yeah, Chelsea for me, yeah. Still.
Let's go.
Next score predict. George isn't here, but should we still do Tottenham and Everton? So Everton versus Tottenham. Let's go around the circle quickly. I'm gonna go
Conte.
I'm gonna go 2-2.
Okay.
I'm going 2-2.
Who's that? Lewis 2-2 again.
I'm going 2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs. KG, Aaron Drift. What you guys saying?
I'm stuck a little bit, you know, because Benitez losing 4 in a row feels a bit unheard of. But Conte not winning his first game feels like it's not the story that's supposed to be written. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go 2-1 Conte. I don't see Conte not winning his first Premier League game. And Everton do have quite a few injuries to their key players. The Corre's out, Calvert-Lewin's out. They got, you know what I mean? Thingy at the back is out. They got some of their key players missing, and they don't have a squad that can handle their bigger players being missing, especially the Corre. He's very underrated for me, and I think he's definitely one of their better like players. So I think 2-1. I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs.
Cool. KG or Aaron?
I'm gonna go for 1-0 Spurs. I think Spurs will grind out a result. It's going to be a tough game, even though Everton got most of their key men out. I think they'll still be a little bit tough to break down, but I think Spurs should do the job. So I'm going to go 1-0 Spurs.
Cool. And KG yourself?
I'm going to go 3-2 Spurs, purely on the fact that just looking at Harry Kane tonight, he was staying up front where Conte said that he would have had him in the summer. And I think Harry Kane, he was moving around again tonight, if you were watching the game. So I think he might have got a little bit of motivation back. So 3-2 because they've still got a really dodgy defense. So yeah, 3-2 Spurs.
Cool.
Harry Kane's going to probably stay at Tottenham now. Let's be real. Conte's a reason to stay. Yeah, he is. Like, he's a reason to stay now.
Very true. Gonna go Leeds and Leicester. KG, I think
game, bro.
That's a tough game.
Man
took about 6 different deep breaths, you know. He's like,
you know, I tell you what, yeah, for all the people in the chat, yeah, who obviously don't know what it feels like when like the camera's on you. You see, when you go from being in the group, there's just you. It is the most weirdest feeling ever. I swear down.
Everyone's
It literally is.
sorry, Jeff, my mic kind of. Sorry, my
it totally throws you off that people can hear you, but you can't see them.
I know exactly what you mean. When it's just you, you're like, where's the group?
You know, it's every time it happens, yeah.
You guys, I'm gonna have to jump off. So you guys take care.
Big up, man.
Big up,
You know, it's every time it happens, yeah. You'll see the person talk and say whatever the person's saying, and then the camera goes big, and then you just go stop for it.
You pause for 1 second because you're like, I gotta be careful here because it's just me. They can clip me up still.
Yeah. Oh man. Listen. The short answer on this one, I'm going to say, God, 1-1. That's my heart saying that actually. But I think it wouldn't surprise me if Leicester win it. But I'm going with the home crowd factor in this one, and with Leicester's choppy form. That's all I can base it off. Because if we're talking squad for squad, Leicester will beat us. But Leicester in a bit of their form's indifferent. Ours is not good, but I'm hoping that the home crowd can be a factor. So 1-1.
Fair enough. Aaron, what are you saying for this game?
Oh, So you said Leeds are at home, yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like this might be another loss for you guys, man. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I think Leicester might.
KG, like, that ain't no problem. That ain't no problem.
We are in deep shit.
You lot are killing me tonight, man.
I think Leicester might have too much for Leeds, man, and I think Leicester will win this 2-1.
Cool. Drift?
The 1-1 from KG sounds like a result that makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. You know what it is? Every time I watch Leeds, yeah, I just feel like they don't have the belief they can score. I feel like that's what the problem is at the moment. I could be wrong, but I just feel like they don't believe they're gonna score in the game. And I don't know how many goals you lot have scored already this season, KG, but it doesn't feel like a lot. I'm not even being shady. Like, how many goals have you actually scored as a team this season?
I think it's 10. Don't quote me on that, though. I think it's 10 in the league.
See what I mean?
So.
So it's like, what, 1 a game on an average? Like, it just doesn't feel like they believe. And obviously, Bamford's out, so it makes sense. You got your main striker missing. It makes sense. Something telling me 2-1 Leicester and something's telling me 1-1. I don't know. I'm stuck between those two results.
Yeah.
Those are the two results that make the most sense to me. 1-1 or 2-1 Leicester. I don't know. I'll go 1-1. I think it'll be 1-1.
What are you saying, Matt?
I don't want to do this to you, bro, but I think Leicester they're gonna beat you, bro. Unfortunately, I think even though they've been indifferent, I think, as you said, they probably got a little bit too much firepower, and you not having Bamford, I think, is kind of a key factor. Because as much as I believe in Rafa, you believe him as well, not just me, you as well, you as well. He can't carry the team by himself, bro. So I'm gonna say Leicester 2-1, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm
How long
going
is
3-1
Bamford still
Leicester.
out for? How long is Bamford still out for?
No one knows, man. It's indefinite, which is not a good sign.
I'll swear, bro.
No, that's bad.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
The thing is, Rodrigo was a good player in Spain. I'm surprised he hasn't done.
Please. Can we get Callum to score, please? I beg you. Please. Please.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you just triggered KG there, bro.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, what, you don't like Rodrigo, no?
There's two players.
It's not that. It's not that, Drift. He's got more yellow cards than goals this season. Just make of that what you will.
Bloody hell.
On said Cal, you guys doing a rival watch tomorrow. Scholes' favorite song is Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes.
Oh my god.
No, you don't need to allow it, man.
Yeah, we would. There's definitely rival watch tomorrow, people.
Nail biting stuff. We got that. Me, Matt, and Drift won't do a prediction for this game because we're going to do a preview show tomorrow. Aaron and KG, West Ham United versus Liverpool at the London Arena.
Oh, right. Wow. Aaron, do you want to go first?
West Ham Liverpool. I think this is going to be a very, very entertaining game. Both teams can get a result here, man. I'm not going to lie. But I think Liverpool just have that little bit of extra quality to get it over the line, and I think Liverpool are going to win it. Oh wow! Wow!
This is LFC KG.
Oh, wow!
I read out the super chat. I rip off the band-aid. Zabiri says, "Are we still bringing on KG next season? Might have to just let him come once a month to do updates on the championship. Sign the Ting KG hashtag
Zabiri, thank you for your donation."
Well, we're gonna. So yeah, I think Liverpool will win this one 3-2.
Cool. KG.
Oh, see, something's telling me West Ham might do it, man. This is gonna go down very badly, but yeah. See, I can see 3-2 West Ham. Yeah.
Fair dues.
It wouldn't obviously it wouldn't surprise me if you guys win, but I can just see West Ham getting this one.
Fair dues.
Dean
says, say again.
It's a scary game, bro. It's one of the most scared I've been this season, bro.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good one, man.
Tough game.
Dean says, Matt, do you guys listen to the beat? We'll get back to you, Dean. We will get back to you.
We'll get back to you on that, Dean. We have listened to it, so bear with us. We'll get back to you very, very shortly.
Jesse says, great show. Is this a permanent lineup? Because this is lit, even when Lewis was on and every Thursday. Yes, and yes, we'll also have George back next week, hopefully, as well. So yes,
that was some subtle shade on Lewis, but cool.
No, I don't think it was. I didn't take it as shade. No, I don't think it was.
I didn't think it was shade.
Even when Lewis is I thought because he's a Chelsea man, it was a bit.
I think because when Lewis was on, because he just come off in it. I don't think
came off. Yeah.
Chelsea are easy to shade, so you know what I mean.
Not at the moment, they're not still.
I shade them no matter where they are.
All right. So
hey, you see this here. You see this anime brother here, because it's definitely your boy. This Sammy, salty Leeds fan, just because I predicted that you might lose the game. Like how dare I say that Liverpool may lose the game? Oh my God.
Sammy gets it as well. I'm not gonna lie, Sammy gets it every. KG's like, what?
Jeez, you guys need to get out your feelings sometimes, man.
I said, what? What are you gonna do about it? What? What? All right, last but not least, FPL. Matt, if you could do the honors, please, and bring up the FPL league table. I don't even know why we do this anymore. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. But. Oh, yeah, make it a bit bigger. Bear me, people.
Oh, jeez, look at this, man. Oh, I've gone down a place.
Who got the most points this week? I wasn't looking. Tell me.
I had a terrible week, bro.
KG Lemani.
KG, you got the most points by 2. George got the second most points in. He got 48. Then I think it was me.
No, Aaron did. Oh no, sorry, that's 44. Sorry, small.
KG, but I will say this though, KG, not too far behind you though, bro. Can't even lie.
Let me just scroll down the table a little. Hold on. There you are.
533. You're on 567. I like that. I like my odds. I'm still in the hunt, bro. Trust me.
So in first
Drift,
place,
only a point behind you with your second team. Wow.
Behave yourself, bro.
Managed it twice and only 1 point ahead. Boy, it's gonna be a rough one for you, bro.
George is in first place. KG is in second. Drift in third. A point behind him is Matt. Me in fifth. Lewis in sixth, and Aaron in seventh as things stand. Boy, that Ollie tax is very heavy, Aaron, isn't it, bro? even
I reckon Aaron's got Maguire in his team.
No.
And Lindelof.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Man put
yes.
triple captain.
Lewis is very catchable at the moment, though. So, soon as man's off the bottom spot, then it's all right.
No, I reckon Aaron will actually catch Lewis. I reckon generally, I think he will catch him. And I reckon, if I'm being realistic, Cal, me, and you as well, Jiff, I think we're going to put a lot of pressure on KG, and he knows it as well. Because that gap is kind of close. KG was kind of far in front, you know? He was,
George,
but that,
George.
no. George is already clear, bro. George is on
George
600
is doing the Liverpool 1920 season.
Yeah, I'm talking about KG because KG got 567 points, and we're all in the fight like 5-3-3, 5-3-4. So, yeah, man. What are you saying, KG? You think you're gonna hang on to second, or you think you're gonna push for first?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I've actually taken a minus this week, so it gives you guys a little chance to come back, but you won't with the changes I've made.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's wildcard time. I actually do.
Dean
a
says
41-point week is terrible.
FPL. No, it's not too late. If you go onto our Twitter page, Team Kop-Ish on Twitter, the pinned tweet has all the details there, so you'll be able to join up and you'll be able to bring your team into league. I'm gonna be real with you. If you got more points than me, can you just not join for now? Because I'm not really too happy where I am in the league. I don't need extra people coming in to make my position worse. So if you can give it a week, that'd be fully appreciated, please. But no, the league is picking up nicely. Anything you guys want to add before we head off?
No, man. I just want to thank Aaron and Man United once again for not getting Conte and actually becoming a force. And good luck, man.
Yeah, for real. Big up, Ollie. Big up, Ollie.
You know what?
Big up,
Genuinely,
big up, big
this
up.
weekend. Good luck, KG, because you might need to stay in the Prem, and I'm starting to get worried, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to get worried.
Bro, man daps him in and just elbowed him in.
Man actually said, "I'm gonna punch you in your face." And next day, I'm gonna write you an email.
That for me. Say hello to Mumsy in that for me.
No, I didn't, bro. I just, you know, that
Bruv,
when
you
you
can't-
shake someone's hand when you're saying goodbye, but then you just hold it firm and you just wish them well. Like,
Bruv.
that's more what it was like.
You just punch man in the face, and then you're gonna send them an email afterwards, bro. You can't do that.
Nah, I'm genuinely worried about Leeds. First couple games, I thought, this is a minor.
Leeds
10
will be
in
fine.
now.
Leeds will be fine.
I'm worried.
They're not gonna
now.
get
I can't lie.
relegated, bro. Leeds are too good to be relegated.
That's what we thought last time, man.
Oh yeah. All right.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
That's
Leeds
very low.
relegated.
Not gonna lie, it's a win-win, isn't it? Because if Leeds stay up, then it's cool. If they don't, then KG, that last show of the season, that's all yours, bro.
I'll get my things and pack up and go.
That show will all be you, bro.
no
Just
way
full
I will
screen
be
KG for an
shocked.
hour and a half, bro.
With
No
Matt
way.
running around with a Rafina mask on.
Oh my. Oh boy.
days.
Lovely people. Please make sure you smash the like button. Please sure you man it. Go over and follow Aaron, KG, George, and Lewis on Instagram, Twitter, and on their YouTube channels as well. Make sure you support them because they make this show, people. Lord Walker says Maxi said Chelsea being over. Who's Maxi? Said Chelsea being overlooked after Man United Liverpool game. All the pundits said it's a free. Now it's just a 3-team race. I think it's a 3-team race. I do think Man City win it though, and that's just my personal. But I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea won it. But look, people, it's been a pleasure. Aaron, we are probably going to clip you up. I'm not going to lie, bro. That was legendary stuff. And if I'm having a bad day, I'm just going to rewatch that segment as well, bro. So, thank you.
I think we should actually title that segment "Never Give Up Anything's Possible," because if Harry Maguire can be that £85 million record centre back earning 200 grand a week with those stats, it's not too late for any of us.
Zabiri says KG's already packed still. Okay, man, weighing the luggage at the moment to see if he's got to take anything out of the suitcase.
I feel like KG's getting cooked more than I am today.
All I'll say, listen, just before I go, just so we stop this nonsense, yeah. As of today, the 4th of November, as we sit here today, 4th of November, we will not be one of the worst 3 teams in the league come 38 games. It just won't happen. as of today.
I agree with that. You're not going to be
Yeah.
real.
If it does,
No,
okay,
no.
that little comment.
bro,
there,
if you're
Get all your jokes in while you can now, because it's funny. I get it.
it is funny, but I don't even believe it. I have to be real.
Nah, you won't go.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's what makes it more funny. When you kind of know it won't happen, it makes it easier. Like, you know what I mean? If someone's overweight, you don't make fat jokes because it's not actually funny. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's one of them ones.
Oh boy. Well, people, please smash the like button. We'll be back next Thursday as well. Same time, same channel. Until next time, thank you all for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we're out, people. Take care.
Peace.